This week on the Heycast, Bethesda's turning more heads, G2A is charging people for not logging on, and we take a trip down memory lane and the future to come. Hey everybody, you're listening to episode 12 of the Heycast, the #1 gaming podcast in our hearts. I'm Timothy. Here's Giacomo.
Yep,
we don't have
just
Arnold
me today.
here. Yep, it's just us two.
Not even LaMarcus.
No. Well, Marcus was gonna come, but he's nose.
He's bleeding from
He's
his
bleeding
nose.
profusely from his nostrils.
He'll be back from the dead next year.
Maybe.
I hope so.
But yeah, it's Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy
Or
New Year's, everybody.
New
To
Year's
come.
Eve. Happy New Year's Eve because this is going up on New Year's Eve. But Happy New Year's. A lot happened this year.
A lot happened this year.
And we're going to talk about the stuff that happened this year a little bit later on the podcast about, some controversies and some stuff that we're excited for and some stuff that we really liked this year.
It was some good stuff.
There was some good stuff. It was a pretty good year for games, but also a pretty controversial year for games.
Yeah, especially like at the last quarter.
Yeah,
Just a lot of things are shot
they just
in.
jammed all the big things
Like in the Christmas season, decided to just bomb.
But we're also going to be talking about some more controversies that's happening right before the year is over as well.
Yep.
But before we get into the news stories, what have we been doing this week, Giacomo?
For me, I've been playing a lot of Smash. Tons of Smash.
Everybody's still playing a lot of Smash. This was probably the most popular Smash game to ever come out, I think.
I think it was definitely anticipated, and it sold units, like
Yes,
Switch
It
units.
sold really fast. It sold a lot. And a lot of people are playing it. I mean, the Switch is a popular console, especially compared to the Wii U and the Wii.
They abandoned that right away. And I
Yes.
think the Switch is now outselling the PlayStation in Japan.
Is it?
I think so.
I haven't looked at the numbers recently, so I don't know about that, but I mean, it's possible. I can definitely see it happening because it's a handheld that's also a home console, and there's some good games on there. So
Based on like our 3 Japanese friends, they love handhelds. So
yes, Japan loves handhelds.
They love their handhelds.
They love it. Like the 3DS, the DS in general was really, really popular.
That's what I read. It was PlayStation and the 3DS sales
Yes.
have been beaten by the Switch sales now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's so good out there.
But yeah.
I can dig it.
What else?
Let's see. I was watching a bunch of movies on Netflix recently. Like
We both
Bird
watched
Box.
a movie last night.
Yeah,
It
Bird
was
Box
Bird
was
Box.
a thing. I guess that's cool. But just to get back to video games, your brother's really good at Smash. He's really
He's
good
better
at
than
Smash.
me. I wouldn't say he's really good. He's better than average. His friends play it a bit more than he does, and they're a little bit better. I feel like at least my brother has a hard time beating them.
Damn.
But we used to, back in the day, both of us used to play Smash semi-competitively.
Oh, Pop Stompers?
We didn't really go to a lot of tournaments or anything like I did with like Street Fighter. But we did play it semi-seriously back then.
Okay.
Mostly with like Melee. We played Project M, Smash 4, like the cool ones.
The cool ones.
The cool ones, not Brawl.
Otherwise, I've just been recovering from the Christmas week that was.
That was rough.
These are like the 7 days of what day is it? Oh yeah, it's New Year's. Sort of like just the in
Work's been
between.
rough.
It's limbo.
Yes,
so you're
yes.
sort of figuring out what's happening.
Yeah.
How about you? What was your week?
My week consisted of visiting my family over in Vegas.
Oh,
So for Christmas, we every year during Christmas, since it's both my grandparents' birthdays, they have the same birthday.
Wow.
And also it is on Christmas. We do like a pretty big get together over at their place in Vegas. So all my cousins, all my uncles, my grandparents and everything, we all meet up over there. We celebrate Christmas together, open presents, like we gift each other stuff. And we hang out, we go find cool places to eat because my whole family is just a family of foodies for some reason. So yeah, we're always looking for places to eat, and then we just do stuff like bowling. We went bowling. And I realized every time I go bowling, there's like this little tendon around my shin area, that connects to your foot that lets you like lift your foot, like kind of like that. So that always gets damaged whenever I go bowling because of how I bowl.
Maybe you gotta not bowl anymore.
Maybe. Like I injure myself every time I go bowling, but I bowl pretty high. I bowl in the hundreds.
Nice.
So that's cool. What else? I got some gifts. I got sick again after, getting over my 2 weeks of death.
Thanks, Santa.
So that's cool. What else? Watch Bird Box as well. And that's pretty much it. Just being sick again and visiting my family. So that's my week. So
yeah, that's ew.
It's mostly my I'm mostly congested in my nasal area. I'm not really coughing a whole lot. It's like I'm not coughing like I was before.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's that. So first thing, Bethesda's doing a lot more stuff. I feel like these last few podcasts have been us talking about Bethesda.
Bethesda's been pretty high doing
ever since
everything.
76 dropped.
It's really just 76.
So this first thing that we're talking about, so there's a story going around about Bethesda banning Fallout 76 players, specifically for using stuff like mods and shaders and things like that, which doesn't affect gameplay. It doesn't affect any of the other players. Nobody else can see it because these are typically
cosmetic.
Yes, cosmetic. And it's on your system. It's system side rather than server side.
Right.
So nobody ever actually sees this happening. But yeah, they're banning players for using shaders and mods and things like this. And they're saying that it's because they're hacking, and they're forcing them to. This was funny. They're forcing them to write apologetic essays to appeal their bans.
Appeal their bans. I wonder how many people are going to try to fight that.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to write a whole essay, but at the same time, it's kind of dumb. The first video, one of the things I saw was this guy over here. His name's Juicehead on YouTube.
Juicehead.
But he made a video about this happening. It was like he was telling the story of this stuff, but like a lot. The big thing was a lot of people were tweeting stuff out like on Twitter about them getting banned, and then there was like Reddit threads from players that got banned and things like that. Like, why did I get banned for using mods? And these are like Nexus mods and stuff, and it's not affecting anything. It's not really hacking. And why are you banning me for this? And why are you making me write a whole essay to
that's
appeal
the part that
the
kills
ban?
me.
So that's a thing that's going on, and like Bethesda's just been doing a lot of weird stuff lately. Like there was the whole concern about what was it? What was it? It was the canvas bag thing, remember?
Yeah.
And they last time we talked about how they were finally allowing people to send in tickets so they could get the canvas bags, and I thought this was really funny because they said the reason they weren't doing the canvas bags was because they didn't have enough material.
Right.
But
now
suddenly
they
magically have enough material to make them. But yeah, so they were having people send in tickets, and when they were having people send in tickets, there was a glitch in the system that was causing people that sent in tickets to start receiving tickets from other players, and it was leaking personal information and things like that, which was...
That's bad.
I mean, how does that even happen? How do you even let that happen? How does that happen in the first place? Like, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of funky. And then there was like the whole lawsuit, the whole issue concerning how they weren't allowing people to return the game because they had already, installed it and everything. But like, the game was virtually unplayable when it was launched. So people were trying to return it because, the game didn't work and they weren't allowing people to return it and stuff. And we kind of raised some concerns about like, is this the reason why they only put this on their own launcher instead of putting it on Steam, things like that, so that they could have their own rules for return policy. But I mean, there is a law where if a game doesn't work, like you can't not refund people. So
I wonder what that.
Yeah, I don't know. There was like a whole like there was like a law firm that like put a Reddit post about it, like a class action lawsuit, things like that. That was kind of going on. I don't know what happened with that. I haven't seen anything about it since then. But I mean, asking people to write an essay.
I'm not going to write an essay if I'm playing video games. I'm just going to play a different video game.
You want to appeal your ban? Write this essay. 5 pages APA format.
With 10 quotes.
Cite your sources. Make sure you include a works cited page.
And don't forget, that's pretty much it, actually.
We also have to run this through, what's that tool that they use?
Turnitin.com.
Turnitin.com.
Make sure you're not stealing it.
Yeah, but aside from Bethesda banning Fallout 76 players, there was also some controversy regarding one of their drinks that they released, Nuka Dark Rum.
Nuka Dark Rum. Elaborate.
So Nuka Dark Rum is from the Nuka-Cola company, and it's essentially their attempt at making a what's it called? An alcoholic beverage.
Alcoholic beverage.
So, let me pull this up real quick. But basically, they advertise Nuka Dark Rum on their website. I am over 21 years of age. But they advertise this. So here's the page right here. Nuka Dark Rum was the Nuka-Cola company's attempt at entering the alcoholic beverage market. The beverage was touted as the most thirst-quenching way to unwind.
Thirst-quenching way to unwind.
Alcohol, I don't typically consider alcohol thirst-quenching. It actually makes you thirstier, but whatever. The unusual soft drink found its success at many of the finer lounges and restaurants around the country. Nuka Dark Rum shares the same look. Okay, so here's the key part. Nuka Dark Rum shares the same look as the other bottles of Nuka-Cola, but a black color and simplistic label. Nuka Dark Rum is an alcoholic version of Nuka-Cola, boasting a 35% alcoholic content per content per volume. The drink temporarily increases one's strength and endurance by 1, but decreases perception by 1 as well. Chilling a bottle of Nuka Dark Rum with a buddy yields ice cold Nuka Dark Rum, but there's no added benefit in doing so. So yeah, they advertise this, and the main reason people would buy something like this is, for the collector's value of it, So if you go to, there was actually a different page.
Reserve yours right now.
It is $80.
Wow.
But it is a collector's item, and people are buying this for, the collector's benefit, like the whole collector's thing. And it's supposed to look like a bottle of Nuka-Cola because of this unique shape and everything.
Uh-huh.
But it was delayed a lot, right? So people were trying to get it, and then it was delayed a bunch of times, and they received a video. Let's see if I can find this video real quick. So here's a video of them bottling the Nuka Dark Rum. This was kind of like the video that they sent people of it's finally shipping. And this is what really kind of concerned people. And then when people received it, it wasn't what was advertised, really, because the advertising was very misleading. So here it is.
That's a huge bottle.
Basically, it is a normal bottle of rum that they stuck in a plastic Nuka-Cola shaped thing.
Okay.
That's not what people were expecting. They were expecting just a straight up bottle shaped like the Nuka-Cola, rocket ship thing.
Right.
And then it was just going to be normal. But, the bottle that it comes in doesn't look really that fancy. And what's also funny was someone posted a video of them trying to pour it into a glass. And the fact that it was just a bottle stuffed into another plastic bottle, it was a really messy pour. It was just getting all over the place because that's not it's not a bottle. It's not just a straight bottle. It's a bottle inside a bottle.
It's a bottle inside a bottle.
So
oh my god.
People are like, what the fuck? This isn't what I wanted to buy, and you're charging $80 for this. It's probably not even good rum.
Oh, $80. Can you buy this at any liquor store yet or no?
No, I don't think so. I think you can only buy it from the website.
What about a Bevmo?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Dang.
I'm pretty sure, but Bevmo usually has everything.
Bevmo.
I like Bevmo. I like my alcoholic beverages.
It's true, you do.
But yeah, what the hell's going on with Bethesda? They're making all these questionable decisions. Everything they're doing is getting people super pissed off. And I don't know, dude. You waited this long, you delayed this drink this long, and you're not even getting what people wanted. So
yeah, their customer service, their quality control is pretty weird.
Yeah.
I guess they're not known for being a drink company, so
it's just so weird because they were always considered kind of one of the better gaming companies, and then just all of a sudden, with with Fallout 76 getting dropped, just everything has gone super downhill for them. The canvas bag, the virtually unplayable game, the banning players, the dark rum. There was like a whole plethora of other issues. Like, I mean, there's just so much shit that's been going down with them, and it's really upsetting to see because they've made just really great games in the past, and they've generally been pretty good. But I mean, I don't know. Bethesda, I hope your New Year's resolution is to make a game that's make a game that works and stop scamming your players,
so that I want to buy it for my PC instead of just mooching off friends.
So that's enough of Bethesda for now. I mean, this is depressing. This next thing was so G2A. If you don't know what G2A is, it is a website where people go to get cheap Steam keys. And recently, they've been under fire for charging users for not logging into the website.
For not logging in,
for literally just not logging in. They're charging you. You know how banks sometimes they charge you like a fee, like a maintenance fee if you don't deposit a certain amount each month. So this is apparently it's kind of like that. So this is a Eurogamer article here. It says G2A has come under fire for charging users for not logging into their accounts. The controversial digital marketplace faced a backlash after a user took to Reddit to complain about receiving a message from G2A Pay warning about an impending €1 charge for not logging into their account for 180 days. G2A Pay is G2A's online payment gateway designed for business and personal users. It's separate to the main G2A marketplace, but is operated by the same company. And then here is the Reddit post about it if it wants to load. Reddit, our asshole design. Why the hell am I being charged for not logging in? Hello, we noticed you have not logged into your account for almost 180 days. After the 180 days have passed, you will be charged a €1 inactivity fee and will continue to be charged €1 for each additional month during which you do not log in. The funds will be taken from your G2A wallet. What the hell?
It sounds like you just have to remove your wallet from...
Yeah, I mean...
But still, you don't want it to happen.
But here's the thing. G2A's been kind of sketch. They have a pretty sketchy reputation overall for a lot of their Steam keys being purchased with stolen credit cards and then sold on their marketplace. That's why people are getting such cheap keys. Like, they're not on sale or anything. People aren't buying it on sale. Typically, a lot of these keys are purchased with stolen credit cards, and that's not okay.
Not at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's G2A. Buy your stuff from reputable websites, guys. And then if you do decide to use G2A, I mean, I guess...
We can't stop you. I mean, like, we're not your mom.
Yeah. And I guess just log in every once in a while so they don't charge you.
That's the dumbest thing I've heard. God, how much money would I have had to pay to Steam now?
Oh boy. G2A, boys. So yeah, that's that. That's pretty much it. This next thing, so the Switch is getting a lot of games, and you wanted to talk a bit about like how it's kind of becoming a bit more like Steam, right?
When I look at it and I think there's a bunch of indie developers, and it's definitely a platform for it.
Yeah, it is really a really good platform because a lot of these indie games they're kind of not super graphically intensive. A lot of platformers and stuff, and that type of stuff fits into
a handheld that you can take with you, and I think that's a great idea. I think they're going to be doing a good job with it.
Yes.
The only downside is, and it's not even really something worth complaining for, but I'm going to do it anyways, is that they're definitely not titles I'm familiar with, and I'd like to see ports onto the Switch, like versions. But overall, the games are still, they're fun. I definitely love Killer Queen. Enjoy that. Playing that.
One of the beauties of indie games is like you find a game that's like, it's pretty cheap. Indie games, they're not usually very expensive. It's pretty cheap, and you find like hidden gems. Like that's how indie games kind of are, like how a lot of like these bigger indie games kind of got discovered was people were just trying out these games that they've never heard of from these developers that they've never heard of and found out they're actually really cool.
They're pretty good. They play well.
So yeah, here's a whole list that you can take a look at. They have a
whole release schedule coming up for a little bit of stuff.
Tales of Vesperia, that's cool. That's not indie. There's games that aren't indie on here, and there's some games that are indie that I've never heard of. Like I haven't heard of Dreamwalker, haven't heard of Mentori Puzzle.
I haven't heard of either of those.
I haven't heard of The Aquatic Adventures of the Last Human.
What?
or Xenon Valkyrie, Doors to the City. So these are from PC. I guess some of these games are directly to Switch and have never been on Steam or something. I don't know. I don't know how this list is working, because they have PC next to Doors to the City, and they have a bunch of these other things that are Switch and then Switch PC.
That does seem kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty weird.
Hey, but those are all games that are coming up. I think it's exciting.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, no, the Switch is definitely a great place for indie developers to go. Yeah, so
because you can take it on the go.
It's definitely becoming the big, and the other thing is, like, it's all digital downloads, and the Switch is perfect for just a straight up digital only console device. Digital only device, I mean.
Remember, like the Sega, what is it, Neo Geo or something,
right.
The one that played the big consoles, but you had to have it plugged in because it didn't have that. So it was just a smaller screen. Yep. To ruin your eyes. Those are the days. Yeah.
So this next thing, we talked about it. I talked about it on the weekly roundup. So Street Fighter V, they added in-game. They added sponsored content where they were throwing Capcom Pro Tour ads all over the place. There were like little transition screens, like, "Hey, buy the Capcom Pro Tour bundle," and then you had the option to turn on ads on your character. So you had like freaking Guile with the Capcom Pro Tour tattoo, Dawson with Capcom Pro Tour on his skull. One of the most appalling ones was Akuma when he does his raging demon. You know how he turns around and his back faces the screen, and it has like the heaven symbol on his back, and so that turned into the Capcom Pro Tour. It was pretty appalling. Man,
they're really doing anything just to push that Capcom Tour.
They got a lot of backlash for this, because like the main concern was that this is a paid game. This is a game that people paid money for.
Right.
They bought it, and then they're buying all these DLCs and things, and then now, even though I paid for this game, I still got to sit through ads. Like, come on. And sure, you could turn it on and off, but if you turn it off, you lose out the option to make some additional fight money, and that's what kind of had people a little bit miffed. So, I mean, they got a lot of backlash for it, so they decided to turn it off. So it says here on this Polygon article, Street Fighter V Arcade Edition's in-game ads have come and gone. The garish, I can't read right now, the garish and intrusive ads, optional though they may be, no longer displaying Capcom's fighting games, and Street Fighter series producer Yoshinori Ono said the company is looking at ways to improve them. Sponsored content came to Street Fighter V in early December. While the initial pitch for in-game ads seemed tolerable at best, the implementation was ugly and comically bad. Ads for the Capcom Pro Tour were slathered over the flesh and costumes and children's skulls of the Street Fighter roster. So, I mean, it seems like they're going to find other ways to implement ads. I mean, if you can do it in a way that's non-intrusive, sure, it's an esports type thing to have ads everywhere. But like, I mean, I still am a little iffy about ads in a game that I bought.
That's true.
We paid money for this stuff. We're buying your DLC. I mean, if you're a Street Fighter player, you're going to buy all the DLC. Fans of the game are going to buy it regardless because they want all the characters. But like,
what?
That's pretty much it. Ads. But yeah, if they can do it in a way that doesn't, annoy people and doesn't really get in the way.
Put it in the background, guys.
That's kind of what they were already doing.
Yeah, just don't put it on the fighters because that distracts from the fighters.
It's a distraction from the fighters, and then it is very out of character. Like Urian, who is the type of guy that's like, fuck everybody, and then I'm gonna run this secret society thing, and like all about power and everything, and then all of a sudden he's got like a wrestler champion belt with the Capcom Pro Tour on it. It's just not okay. And then Dalsim, on like the little baby skull is the Capcom Pro Tour logo. Like, come on.
They really are pushing it, man. And the best part is I still don't know when it is.
Yeah.
Even with their advertising.
Right. But I mean, yeah, that's that. If they took it out for now, so that's cool. But I'm kind of worried about what they would do in the future with it. So that's all the news stories that we have right now. So we wanted to take a little bit to take a look back at the stuff that's happened.
The wonderful world of 2018 and what it was.
Which was controversial. controversy.
Yes, especially in this
heavily
last quarter.
controversial thing. So we just have this Polygon article thing here up for kind of reference because this is what sort of gave the idea to talk about it a bit. So this article goes a bit about like corporate greed, kind of like the Activision Blizzard stuff that happened recently, where Activision started to have a bit of a heavier hand in Blizzard's antics, and then they're pushing a lot of things, and the loot box controversy.
Yeah.
Like when EA was like, when Belgium was like, yo, loot boxes are illegal, and EA's like, no, fuck you, we're gonna keep them in our games.
They did it anyways.
Yep, and then the whole country just kind of sue them. When you get sued by a whole country,
Like, what are you supposed to do in that situation?
I mean, like EA was just like, fuck it. And then there was the whole controversy with Riot Games, and like sort of sexism in the workplace, and then like an unequal workplace, things like that. And then all the Riot employees, they started to protest a bit, and then they brought in like a person, forgot his name, to kind of talk about fair treatment in the workplace and all that stuff. That was a thing. And then worker crunch, that was another big one with Rockstar Games.
Yep, where they were kind of overdoing it with them.
Yes. Specifically, there was a lot of overwork in like past games, and it was kind of brought to light again after the statement by, I think it was the lead developer of Red Dead Redemption 2, where he was like, we were working, what was it, like 50-hour weeks, something like that. And then people were like, oh, that's not something to brag about. You're overworking your employees.
You're
going to
burn them out.
So that was a thing that happened. What was this one? Shamefulness and spinelessness. Not really sure about this one. There was something about Guild Wars 2. Toxic online outrage.
Really? For Guild Wars?
When it fired narrative designer Jessica Price, she committed the error of responding to a mansplaining game YouTuber who was subsequently held up by the cynics and trolls as some kind of victim. This was a story that I had missed, so
wow,
I don't really know much about it. Employer callousness, Ubisoft, Rockstar, EA, and Riot all enjoy the advantages that come with success, but game companies are absolutely at their worst when the chips are down. Company closures aren't the closure.
Or Telltale Games.
So Telltale Games, that was the whole issue there, where it just laid off all of their employees all of a sudden, without giving any notice beforehand. Like, gave them like 30 minutes to evacuate the building, just out of nowhere, and they were freaking hiring people up till like a week before everyone was laid off, and all these people, they freaking relocated across the country to work there, and they're like, nope, get the fuck out of here.
That's a really bad move.
Yeah, so that, a lot of controversy this past year, and then of course, again, Bethesda that we just talked about, all the stuff that's been going on with them. So that's some of the bads that had happened, some of the goods that had happened, some of the stuff that we liked this past year. What were some of your favorite things to come out this year?
Some of my favorite things to come up this year. Obviously, Super Smash Brothers was a lot of fun, and it wasn't necessarily just the game, but the whole experience of buying it, getting to play with everybody super hyped up. That was a really good thing for me.
Right.
What else did I like? Did I enjoy other Switch games that I buy? I bought a lot of Switch games this year.
Yeah, I know. Your main thing that you've been playing has been your Switch.
Because it's what I can do. Yeah, I
want
really
to pull out your Switch, take a look at some of your library. I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about some of my favorite stuff. What was some of my favorite stuff? I mean, most of what I play really is like it's fighting games. So like Dragon Ball FighterZ was a pretty good release. I enjoyed that a lot. Although
that was a good one this year. That was
definitely
a
very good one. One of the better fighting games to come out this year. Was Persona 5 this year, or was it last year?
I want to say it was last year, but I don't play the Persona series.
I don't remember. It's freaking 2016. I'm stupid. But I'm enjoying that right now. God of War was a pretty good release.
Was really
Spider-Man was really fun. I really enjoyed Spider-Man. That was definitely a really good, good one.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was a lot of fun. Still is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm probably never going to beat it, but it's just I don't have the time to put into it right now.
Right. I haven't had a chance to pick up Red Dead Redemption yet.
Are you into cowboys?
Cowboys are cool.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw. What else was good? There was a lot of good stuff this year.
You know what I didn't do a lot of? Not a whole lot of Xbox.
I mean, we don't have Xbox.
We don't have Xbox,
Yes.
or else we would.
Yes. I mean, a lot of the stuff that comes out on Xbox is typically on PC as well. So that's what I've been playing. And
That's
then
true.
like a lot of those exclusive, they don't have a lot of exclusives.
You know, I've been excited of all the Momo games we played.
Oh, I love the Momo games.
That's so dumb.
They're so bad, yet we had so much fun with them.
My favorite
Some of our favorites.
was the developers are just so brave and ask you, do you want to give us a review at the very end when you beat it every time? Like, that got me so excited.
And we can look back at some of our favorite Let's Plays. So let's go on our channel.
That was
over
a
here.
good one.
Switch
So
off.
back when we were 5 and under before we decided to move over to the S list.
Right. Switch account.
Yeah, that was a good time.
This is a very impromptu episode, guys. One of my favorite things this year was starting this channel.
Oh, that was true. Starting this channel
already
was a
at
big one.
almost 200 subs right now.
The IKEA was a lot of fun.
IKEA was a lot of fun, and it was also one of our most popular videos this year. All our hentai games that we played.
Too many hentai games.
I really enjoyed playing Mother Simulator, even though that wasn't a game that released this year. It was one of the games that we played this year.
It was just a whole lot of fun. But, like...
Sexy Serial Killer, man.
Sexy Serial Killer was just funny.
Yeah.
And how poor, it was. But
VR games, when we were doing VR games, that was really cool, too.
VR games was a lot of fun. That was a big setup. Maybe we'll do it again next year.
Yeah, that took us forever
2
to
weeks
set up.
to even just design something for it.
Because getting the camera synced up with the in-game camera is so hard. You have to put in so much time to we had to attach a Vive controller to the top of our camera.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that it would know where the camera
and get
is.
that Vive controller synced up to the in-game camera. It was
so difficult. But thank you guys, you and Spencer, for figuring that out.
Yes. Ooh, Honey Pop. That was one of our favorite series.
Oh yeah, was Honey Pot your favorite series?
Yeah, Honey Pop is easily my favorite series with me and Arnold. That one was fun. We were trying to sex up Aiko real hard.
Never happened.
No, we eventually sexed up Aiko,
Yes!
but we found out that sex is hard.
I mean, generally you're hard.
Oh boy!
How many episodes did we make this year?
We made a lot of
something.
We made a lot of videos. We had
goodness! See, that's
over
another cool
100.
thing. Yeah, we've already done that. And that was a lot of fun. 140 episodes.
This has been a journey this year, guys.
This has been a big journey.
Starting this year, we started in March, May.
Yeah, sometime in April, right at the end of April.
My channel, it's in our about. It's in our about channel because we literally created the channel the day we started recording. May
1st.
Yeah, we started May 1st.
May 1st.
Yeah. It's been about half a year that we've been doing this, and we're already 140 episodes, 200, almost 200 subscribers. This has been a journey, guys. Thank you.
Been a journey. Thank you for
supporting us. If you've been keeping up with all our stuff, we really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. We've made a lot of changes throughout this year.
And it's just going to get better for next year in 2019.
2019 is going to be an amazing year for
heartburn.
Yes, for heartburn. 2019 is going to be an amazing year for this channel, guys. So
in 2019, I want Anthem to be awesome. And I'm throwing all my marbles on the table that this is going to be something good out of BioWare with EA.
But it's the side of BioWare that made Andromeda.
It's a whole thing. Look, I also had a lot of high hopes for 76, so I'm gonna wait for someone to review it and then tell me if it's good so I can buy it.
Okay, sure.
Because I like the idea of the suits. Otherwise, I just don't want to be like what happened with Destiny 1 all those years back ago.
Right.
Where it was just a grind fest and it's not fun.
Right.
That's all I want, man, in 2019.
Yeah.
Then I guess I'll play the other Halo game because there's another one coming out. Jesus.
But with that segue, games that we're looking forward in 2019, there's some pretty cool looking stuff coming up. Obviously, a lot of people are looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh yeah, that's
waiting for it forever.
Huge.
I've been waiting for it since I was a wee lad.
I still haven't beaten them. I have no intentions of doing so.
I mean, the story is so convoluted when you start incorporating the handheld games, which are canonic.
They are canon.
They are canon. So it's just all over the place, man. And then like looking back at it, it's like super cheesy, like the power of friendship and the darkness, Sora.
The Disney characters is a left field thing, but I think it really did sell the game.
I mean, that was kind of one of the reasons it was so successful.
Disney.
Yep.
With your dollars, you make Disney strong.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people are looking forward to that. But what I'm looking forward to is a little game called Cyberpunk 2077.
Of course.
Looks so good. And
like sick.
The environments are so seamless and it's so big. And when that video dropped of like the gameplay,
I did watch that a few times.
Oh my god,
it is so nice.
It's
like a really good Deus Ex. What was the one? Human Revolution.
Right.
Yeah, like I loved that game, and this sort of feels in the same vein.
It was Human Revolution. There was Mankind Divided. I don't remember which one.
Mankind Divided, I think, was the second one. I think Human Revolution was the first one that they made for the new generation.
Deus Ex in general.
It was fun.
Yes, but it looks really good. It definitely looks really, 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 really good, and it's CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red.
They have pretty much a flawless track record.
Because I mean,
now.
this year for E3. My friend and I noticed a pattern. Every year that we go, there'll be a year where it's like everything's really getting excited. Then the next year's really slow because it's sort of a build up to what's going to happen.
Right.
And this year was the build up, so it was like, okay, here's all the games that are going to come out, but there's no real demos yet. So
right.
Like, come back next year, and then you get to see everything.
Right.
So that's what I'm hoping for. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I just wanted to put your microphone a little bit more towards your mouth.
Thank you.
What else? There's Death Stranding.
Yes.
Mr. Hideo Kojima, after leaving Konami, which only makes pachinko games at this point.
Ready to blow your balls out
that
one more
was
time.
Another controversy this year, man. Like, the whole Hideo Kojima situation. Oh, well, technically, like, started last year. But, like, I mean, still.
And then no more Final Fantasy 15 DLC stuff as he left.
Right.
It's been a day.
Well, no, it was a different person. The Final Fantasy, it's not Kojima.
I know, exactly. It's somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
I just forgot his name.
You just forgot the guy's name.
I totally forgot it right now.
Yeah, there were a lot of controversy still that we didn't talk about before. But yeah, I mean, Death Stranding is looking pretty good too, even though we've barely seen any actual gameplay. Nobody really knows what it is still. Like, we still don't know exactly what this game is. We've just seen little bits. The gameplay isn't really gameplay. Like, we have no idea what it is. But that mascot looks cool. That just summoning the freaking Bloodborne demon, like that was sick. That was sick.
There's another, I think it's a Samurai Ninja game coming out this year from from the makers who did Dark Souls.
Oh, what was that game?
That looks really good too.
That looks really cool.
Hard.
It was Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
There it is.
That one's looking
That looks really good.
That looks neat. Like, I mean, From Software, like, they're a good company.
They know what they're doing.
They're another one with a pretty good track record so far. Like, From Software, CD Projekt Red, like, virtually flawless track record with their games lately. So, I mean, I am not worried at all about any of these three games at all. Like, Hideo Kojima makes good games, From Software makes good games, CD Projekt Red makes good games. Like, no worries whatsoever, unless they pull a Bethesda,
which I don't think they could.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it.
The thing with that was, just everything.
Right.
So
I mean, those are like the easiest ones to be excited about, and like kind of like the biggest games to be coming out in 2019.
I think I was looking forward to My Neighbor Pedro.
My Neighbor Pedro.
It's the one where it's like the time events with bullets. I'll make you look it up later. It's really cool.
Yeah. Is there anything else, or is that pretty much it? Those are pretty much the main ones.
Things I'm like really hyped for.
Oh, there was that one other samurai game that looked really sick. It wasn't from Software, but I remember. I think they showed it off at E3, and it's not Shadows Die Twice, but it is another samurai game that looks really crazy and really, really pretty. And I just cannot remember that name, but that looks really cool too. A lot of cool stuff coming out next year. I'm so excited for these upcoming games. Like, you have no idea. But yeah, that's pretty much it, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about what we liked. We talked about this past year. We talked about the controversies. Talked about our news. So this has been the Heycast. If you have any questions or topics for us to talk about, you can send them on over to heywe'replaying@gmail.com. That's HEYWEREPLAYIN@gmail.com. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, or any of your preferred podcasting apps. Give us ratings on there too, because it definitely does help us.
Definitely helps.
If you like this podcast, just rate us.
Smash that like button.
Like the generic YouTubers say, yeah, smash that like button. Smash it. You got to smash it. If I can spin this for like 20 seconds, you have to smash that like button.
If I can throw this at your face,
you have to smash it. He threw it at my face. You have to smash it now.
It's true.
Oh man, YouTubers.
Oh man, okay, that's going to be the fun thing for this year, and let's keep that trend going on to next year.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. Get that shit out of here.
Peace out, guys.
Take it easy.